Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Phi and this is Money Philosophy. Today we will spend some time projecting out Tesla Q3 delivery result based on what we've heard thus far, and then we're going to spend the back half of the video on technical analysis. Tesla could release its delivery result as early as tomorrow, but could also be over the weekend, or I think the latest would be Monday before market opens. So we will have to see what kind of record Tesla is setting this time, but based on my estimate, Tesla will be making another record quarter. So stay until the end of the video for the entire analysis. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I am a growth stock investor and a trader, and I'd love to share with you my investing and trading journeys. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So here is my Q3 delivery estimate highlighted in yellow here. My total delivery estimate would be 268,000, which is a substantial amount from Q2. And it is mostly attributable for the increase in Model 3 and Model Y. With that estimate, my annual delivery number would be at 986,000. Let me break down the numbers that I have for you guys here. So we can see here, based on Q2 report, Tesla indicated that in California production, which is the Fremont factory, it could have up to 500,000 vehicles for Model 3 and Model Y, and 100,000 of vehicles for Model S and Model X. Now, S and X is probably down from previous years and previous quarters, so this number is going to be substantially less, but I would try to max out the capacity for Model 3 and Model Y. We also note that Shanghai capacity for production is over 450,000 vehicles. Now, we don't know how much over, but for 2021, I am estimating that Tesla is tracking close to 450,000 numbers. So keep these numbers in mind as we move forward. And for Q3, I did not include anything for Texas and Berlin. So this is my estimate for Shanghai. The area in blue here is my estimate and projection, whereas the area not highlighted is actual numbers. This is month 1, month 2, and month 3 of any given quarter. So for Q3, this is July, August, and September. So for the month of September, I'm estimating that Tesla would be deliver 51,000 vehicles. This is based on a few different clues, but one of the strongest clues that I picked up is a tweet that went somewhat viral on Twitter a couple days ago, where there is an account named Tesla China Analyst. He estimated that Tesla would deliver over 50,000 vehicles out of Shanghai in the month of September. The legitimacy of the account is still up for debate, but I think that he has some substance in his various tweets. So I'm going to take a leap of faith and use that numbers and see where we could go from there. Now, I don't believe that Tesla would go anywhere below 44,000. So from 44 to 51,000, quite achievable. So I do think that it is a good estimate for now. With that, Tesla would be at 128,000 vehicles delivered out of Shanghai. And so if I take 128,000 divided by 268,000 for the entire Tesla quarterly result, I'm at about 48%. So China makes up about 48% of the entire total delivery for Tesla, which is not far from reality, right? We saw Q1, China made up about 37%, Q2, 46%, so Q3 at 48%. And also at 128,000, Shanghai would be on its way to about 449,000 vehicles delivered for this year. And remember, its capacity is over 450,000. So I am being conservative here. I do think that 450,000 is a decent number to achieve. So I'm benchmarking against that number for 2021. I do think that there are a lot of room for expansion in subsequent years. So definitely 2022 and beyond, Shanghai could do way more than 450,000. But for now, that is the numbers that I'm using for the year estimate. And I also note that with that, the US numbers would be at 536, with Q4 being really high, and that's the contribution factors from Giga Berlin and Giga Austin. This is also not too far from reality because Tesla Fremont factory could alone make 500,000 vehicles, right? And so with a little bit of S and X, that could push it to about 510, 515. And with the contribution of Berlin and Austin in Q4, we could easily see over 536,000 vehicles delivered. So all in all, I think the math check out pretty well. So another check gate that I have is I'm taking this 139,000 number divided by 500,000, which is the total capacity for the Fremont factory for the year to produce Model 3 and Model Y. I'm at 28%, which means that it is tracking close to 25%, right? So if you have 500,000 vehicles delivered for the entire year, arguably each quarter Tesla would be tracking close to 25% of that. In Q1 and Q2, it could be a little slower, whereas Q3 and Q4, it could pick up. So I think that 139 tracks pretty well to the 500,000 capacity there. Really quick here, I also want to share with you my 2030 projections of the amount of vehicles that Tesla would be selling by 2030, and I have about 11.2 million vehicles here. I know that annually the US looks to sell between 18 and 20 million vehicles. With international, we are looking over 30 million vehicles to be sold by 2030, and that predominantly would be EVs. So I think Tesla would have a healthy share of that. Let me know in a comment down below if you think this number is aggressive or conservative. I know it is fairly conservative in the Tesla community, but I think that in order to get there, Tesla needs a lot of gigafactories. Right here, it is 10 gigafactories in order to accommodate that number. If each gigafactory is slated to produce between 750 to 1 million vehicles. So that is something to think about, even though 11 million seems like a modest number. To build 10 gigafactories in the next 8 years, I think it is a daunting task that Tesla will have to take on in order to produce that much. Right now, I have this number highlighted in blue here. So by 2023, it's about 2 years from now, I'd like to see Tesla expand to another gigafactory that will be producing 100,000 vehicles by the end of 2023. In order to accomplish this, Tesla would have to be identifying the site already and ready to break ground. Probably the latest would have to be Q1 of 2022. So I'm patiently waiting for Tesla to announce this new future expansion, because if it does that in Q3 financial release or Q4 financial release and start breaking ground in Q1 of 2022, then we are on track. And then from then on, Tesla would be adding between 1 and 2 gigafactory per year for the next 8 years. So that is a large undertaking, and I do think that Tesla has both the expertise and the financial capability to do so. Now let's go into technical analysis. Today the price action is also very modest. We are at $787 at the time of this recording, which is 2:15 Eastern Standard Time. So we still have over an hour to go for the day, and Tesla continues to consolidate at this level, still within similar range as yesterday. It did dip down at 776 this morning and then start making a U-turn and going back up. So if Tesla ends the day today, I know we still have almost 2 hours to go, but if Tesla ends the day today at 786, then that is another day for consolidation. And I do hope that Tesla will break out on Friday, assuming Tesla does not announce delivery result Friday morning. I think that with these two breakout and consolidation, Tesla is ready for another breakout. For Friday, to make a breakout is also very hard, because Friday is usually the day that Tesla sells off, at least historically speaking. So I'm a little worried that we have to rely on Friday for a breakout, but I do think the breakout is imminent. It's just a matter of time at this point. Let's go over to the hourly chart. So on the hourly chart here, as we can see that Tesla has been moving in between the middle pivot point. It has not move out of the previous day's range. So with the price action for today, tomorrow the pivot range is substantially narrowed, with the upper range at 796. The middle pivot point is almost where we're at, 784, and the bottom pivot point is at 779. So if we were to see a breakout tomorrow, these three pivot points won't matter as much. But if we see another consolidation day, then we're looking at just within the range of 779 and 784 again. If Tesla does break out, let's say start the day with a gap up for whatever reason and spike through this pivot point at 797 here, then I think the path to 824 is clear. If Tesla gaps down, I do expect it to fill the gap and go up. So overall trend, I still think that Tesla is going to go up. As you can see here on the hourly chart, with 2 consecutive days of breaking out, Tesla has been consolidating for the last 3 days, with today being a third day. And usually it does that in order to gather itself and move further upward. Now, it is tricky because if Tesla, for whatever reason, announces delivery result in the morning before market opens, then we can see Tesla sells off a little bit, and then it will have to decide what direction it will go. Historically, Tesla sells off on the news. So I don't expect any exception this time. So if we were to plan for the downside as well, and let's just say Tesla does announce delivery result in the morning and Tesla shoots up to above 800 in the morning, the expectation is that it's going to go back down, and will probably be prudent to take a put option if you're interested in a day trade for it to go back down to 784. So that could be a $15 move there if Tesla does spike above 800 on the news. Worst case scenario, it could get to below 777, but I don't expect too much more below that. Just for reference, the 50-day SMA is at $718, which is quite a while from here. It's almost $70 from here. So I don't expect Tesla to sell the news that badly tomorrow, especially if I just estimated that Tesla would be making another record quarter. But of course, those are the points that we need to be looking out for as we plan the trade. Let's go to the weekly chart here. The weekly chart looks really healthy with consecutive bullish pattern here. So it has not been retraced significantly, except for early July. It made a higher low and then continue to go back up. It would be healthy for it to retrace a little bit to about even $740 and start going back up. But hopefully that is not the case tomorrow. It could be consolidating after the delivery result comes out. And then I do expect it to get down to 745 at some point before start going back up. So those are my thoughts there. The volume today is 74%, and we still have almost 2 hours to go. So I think the volume is fairly average. If it ends today at 90%, it's not the end of the world. The bulls are still in control at this point. So this is it for this video. Thank you very much for paying attention thus far. I do wish Elon Musk and Tesla the best of luck this weekend. I do think you guys will make another record quarter. Congratulations early to all of us investors. I think that we are heading into a wonderful quarter, and Tesla continues to prove itself to be an investment that is quite worthy to hold on for years to come. Thank you again, and until the next video, bye.